Hello guys, welcome to this channel. Today in this video we are going to talk about a very interesting topic: illiterate person versus educated person. Now I was inspired to do this video because of the course I'm currently taking, Trends in Education, and the course intends to teach me the history behind Ghana education. And with studying this, I got to realize that people can be educated without being to school. That's why we have forms of education or types of education. We have the formal, informal, and non-formal education. And I did some research. The research that I did, it was about what is literacy. So the internet clearly defined literacy to be someone who cannot read or write. So if you can't read or write, you are an illiterate person. Now it went forward to say that somebody can be illiterate even though the person can be able to read and write. If the person don't have a knowledge in a specific area or subject of study, or maybe the person don't have particular knowledge about something. So if you are somebody who can read and write, but you don't have any knowledge about maybe finance, so when it comes to financial stuff, you are illiterate. Or maybe you don't have any idea about politics, so when it comes to politics, you are illiterate. So that's the definition of literacy. Now, if you have defined literacy, then let's define what is education. So education, based on my class 6 definition, is that it is a process of socializing people to acquire knowledge in order to live meaningfully in the society. With this definition, I know there is a lot of question mark about it, but I'm not here to discuss about that. Now, what it is basically saying is that with education, people gain skills, or people are helped to gain skills and the knowledge and ability to be able to live meaningfully in the society. Now we talk about the types of education, which is the formal, non-formal, and informal education. So with the formal is when you can say that you are maybe a student of this university or this high school or this institution. Because with formal, there's a lot of policies that guide it. It's an institution, it is well structured and those kind of things. So things are done in a manner which is predetermined. So you can't just move from class 1 to class 6, or maybe you can't just move from level 100 to level 400. So it's structured in a way, and that's all about formal education. Now, when it comes to the non-formal, it is what happens outside of formal education. So let's say you are a computer science student, but you need knowledge in maybe economics. So maybe you take a private course, or maybe you go to this institution which provides it, and then you go for it. So it's a personal pursuit of knowledge. Or let's say you are an economist and you want some computer skills, so you go to this institution which offers maybe NIT or whatever institution that you want to go. Then you go and take maybe lessons in the things that you want to learn. This one, it is structured though and starts like that, but it is personal stuff. So it's something that enriches you. So it is a course, like an enrichment course that you take for yourself. Now, let's talk about the informal. So the informal is what we Africans were practicing before the Western people came to our land, or maybe first came. And this is a kind of education where people are taught not deliberately. So let's say your mother is a good cook, and then when she's cooking, she calls you, I'ma bring the salt, I'ma bring this, bring that, I'ma put this inside this, I'ma do that. Then in the course of doing that, you learn how to cook well. This is informal education. There is no structure. There's no like nothing like grading system in this country. Maybe your father is a carpenter, and whilst you're with your father, learn carpentry works. It's informal education. So this is what we were practicing before these people came. Now we also have types of illiteracy. And the types of illiteracy, we have functional illiteracy and illiteracy. So the difference between functional illiterate and illiterate is that with illiterate, you cannot read or write, but with functional illiterate, the person can be able to read to some extent and write to some extent, but it is not the acceptable baseline of someone who can read and write. So the person is able to live somehow successfully with people who can read and write, because sometimes he or she can read certain things and understand certain stuff. So this person is called a functional illiterate. Now, when you talk about illiteracy and education, the factor that we mostly consider is the person's schooling level or something, or let's say the person's level of maybe university, the level of like we see education level, but we are talking about whether the person is going to maybe have pursued higher education, like considering school, like maybe the person drop out from SGHS or maybe SHS or something like that. So that's what we consider. But this shouldn't be a factor because school is not a factor. School is a factor, but it's not the only factor because we have some successful people. Henry Ford, the owner of Ford vehicle, Tesla Nikola, the one whose wisdom we get electricity that we enjoy in our homes from. He has a great impact on the technological advancement that we've gained over the years. And other big men, including Abraham Lincoln, these people level of schooling or maybe their level of education in terms of the schooling and those kind of things were very low. But some of these people learn how to teach themselves. And they are some people that people call self-taught. These people learned on their own, or maybe didn't go to formal or didn't gain their knowledge from formal education. So before you see someone who didn't go to school and turn the person to be illiterate, please look at the person's ability to read and write and the person's knowledge in subjects that maybe you may not even consider. So I want you to comment below, like, subscribe, comment about someone that you know who don't have formal education but very, very knowledgeable, somebody whose knowledge surprises you. I have one, and I'm not going to mention him, but he's my former boss. No, I still work for him, but because of school I don't get time to work for him nowadays. But his knowledge about branding, like lifting the image of maybe things that people don't consider to be good, the way he branded things, the way he invests in things so that the things will be good. Like, I really cherish that kind of knowledge from him, and the way he thinks about money and investment and these kind of things. I really like it. So if you have someone like that, please comment under the comment section, and please subscribe. Do everything all the YouTubers want you to do. Support this channel. Thank you.